Hello and welcome to my in-flight assignment, and I am going to be talking to you about how to implement internationalization at home, which is a webinar that I explored since this really resonated with me. So because it gives me a way to give students in our interior design program at app an international experience. What does internationalization at home mean? According to Dr. Josh Bleen, internationalization at home is the purposeful integration of international and intercultural dimensions into a formal and informal curriculum for all students within a domestic learning environment. And by that, it means is that we are not necessarily just teaching via Zoom, but it's also being more deliberate in delivering the content where students work together across the globe and have conversations and assessment together and understand each other's culture. The internationalization at home was initially coined in 1999, which seems a long time ago, really, um, by Jane Knight. And so it goes to show that this is not a new endeavor. It's very exciting, and it is something that we can pursue here in Boone. What are the benefits to having an internationalization at home course? It will allow me to bring awareness about a to the students. It would allow to have a purposeful experience where the students learn from others. Um, it will develop transversal skills, which are soft skills that our employers are looking for. And then also for them to have this international experience, even though they might have not have gone abroad. And this is very important for people to have those experiences, learn to work with others in other countries and other cultures. And so this is really beneficial. Another part of the webinar was there was a case study which enabled us to view how this was perceived or directed in a real life situation. So how do we go about this? Every institution is different, every program is different. So what happens is you as the instructor or whoever is going to lead this internationalization at home would kind of make the program and work it out. So implementing by transforming into the existing curriculum is the focus and the outcome. So by that I mean it is not just delivering verbal material over the internet just via Zoom. It is for me to have the student from both countries sort of doing group projects, spending time together, and really working this all out. And learning a whole host of different things, not just a cultural experience, but actually learning even more about interior design in other worlds. How do we go about implementing this type of course? So they talked about the golden circle, and you create goals for the program, learning outcomes, teaching and assessment. And what that all does is that they correspond to the golden circle, which is about why, which is in the center of it. which would be the goals of the program, how would be the learning outcomes, and what would be the teaching and assessment. And this whole golden circle was brought about by Simon Sinek. And originally it was developed for biology and marketing, but it seemed to be this famous golden circle that ties all and unifies a lot of different programs. Why would this be beneficial for the students at app and the program? Because, just due to the pandemic, unfortunately, that was changed and many students could not go abroad. Secondly, the interior design program at app is so challenging in the sense that they have such required courses that it's really difficult and challenging to do a semester abroad. Thirdly, the goal of the program would support this as we have multicultural experiences and we foster those, as well as it aligned to CETA. And CETA is the Council for Interior Design Accreditation, of which there are many parts of the accreditation research and the accreditation report that touches on international experiences. So, and such as understanding metric and understanding other people's needs. So, what would the international at home provide for our students? Learning outcomes would include working in groups of 4 people. And the reason why I'm saying that is 4 plus students is it would be really helpful is if there were 2 students at app and then 2 students, at least 2 students at the other university, and have this interchange so that they have a buddy system within their institution, but then collaboratively they would be completing the work. They would collaborate with each other in groups from the other country and learn about their culture. They would be designing an interior for a remote location. So what would happen is, and the client learning would, learning about the client and learning about the metric versus the imperial system. All of those elements would be that collaborative learning. And also, so the app students would be designing for the other location abroad, and then the students abroad would be designing for an American, location and client. Then lastly, the soft skills are really important. The awareness and patience and understanding is so important. And these are things that are really imperative that employers are looking for because it enables students to be better at understanding, being sensitive, and also learning about other people's ways of life, which is just about what we need in interior design. How would you implement it and evaluate it? We would implement it through teaching. I become the facilitator. I am teaching them the basics of the project, but more so, I am becoming the facilitator for the student to learn. So what would probably happen is the students also would be learning from each other, but the professor in the other country would probably be talking to our students from app, and I would be talking to the students from abroad and giving them what our standards are and what our requirements are and what all of the different requirements and logistics of living in a home in the United States, and also basically all the different licenses and things that are really important. Another thing is International at Home shares a methodology which enables me to teach students at home and have an international experience for those students. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and this was actually a very wonderful and exciting situation as I potentially can implement this at app. Thank you.